Hey guys, Day here. Heist is a mechanic that is notoriously underutilized by endgame players and streamers, but lingers in the background as one of the best, most reliable currency farming strategies. In around 24 hours of farming with an unoptimized build, I earned around 180 Exalts in profit at over 7 Exalts per hour, with the potential to earn much more. In this video, I'll be covering everything you need to know to farm currency in Heist, how to get started if you're new and maximize your efficiency, and of course review my loot and the nuances of heist farming to earn as much currency as possible. As you reach the end game in PoE, you will have undoubtedly picked up contracts. Most players will sell these because they are worth good money. However, if you consume a rogue marker to go to the rogue harbor, give the contract to Adia, you can run the contract. Each contract requires a specific rogue skill, like deception or lockpicking for example. So you can select a rogue who has a skill of that level to enter the contract with you. Within a contract, you can get your rogue to open big chests locked behind doors and manually open smaller chests scattered throughout the map, which increases the alert level as you aim towards the locked item at the end of the heist. Once you pick up the locked item, the alert level maxes out. The heist goes on lockdown and you need to escape, or if you die, you lose everything you picked up with no opportunity to recover it. The rogue skill required to open a contract determines the kind of big chests that are present. For example, brute force contracts contain weapon, unique, and fossil chests, whereas lockpicking contracts contain rings, currency, and fragment chests. This subtle difference between loot is mostly the reason why there is a price difference between different contracts, as some provide better loot than others. For example, why lockpicking is around 2 chaos, whereas brute force is worth less than half a chaos. However, if you've been in the contract selling game, you'll notice one contract is worth far more than others: deception. Well, here's the important thing about contracts and where the real money comes from. You see, every time you complete a contract, you earn a reveal from Whakano. If you run a contract using Gianna or Niles as the rogue, you get an additional bonus reveal from them as well. You can give a blueprint to Whakano and consume reveals and rogue markers to unlock more reward rooms from blueprints. Undeniably, blueprints are where the real money is at in Heist, and I'll get to that in a minute. To make this video for my testing, I ran 288 deception contracts. Deception is incredibly powerful for many reasons. Firstly, you can use Gianna as the rogue, so you get her bonus reveals, plus she gives a large rogue marker discount when revealing rooms using her. Furthermore, Deception has good unlockable chests, with a Divination card 1 for tons of stacked decks, which make up the majority of profits, and Harbinger chests for exalted shards and ancient orbs and other small currencies. Perhaps most importantly, deception contracts are by far the fastest to complete. When you open a door with Gianna, you can simply open the big chest, whereas in some other contracts, you have to unlock the door, then wait, then unlock the chest, then wait, which takes a lot of time. Additionally, after you grab the locked item at the end of the heist and everything goes into lockdown, there are no doors blocking your exit, so you can just speedrun straight to the end and leave. This allows you to earn a huge amount of blueprint reveals in a short amount of time. Across my 288 deception contracts, I earned around 30 Exalts in profit, around 15 chaos profit per contract, at around 3 Exalts per hour, which is honestly kinda bad. But what you're really doing is earning reveals to run blueprints, where I was earning over 2 Exalts per blueprint on average and 11 Exalts an hour. Blueprints are like giant customizable contracts that come with 4 main heist targets: unusual gems, enchanted armaments, thieves' trinkets, and replicas. The heist target determines the big reward room at the end of each wing. Unusual gems blueprints are my main focus this video because it was the most profitable in my preliminary testing. They're also the most expensive of the blueprints because the reward room at the end offers huge profit potential, especially this league and likely for future ones, partly because the Ashes of the Stars amulet released this league increases the value of alternate quality gems on the PoE market with the quality bonus. Blueprints can come in 2, 3, or 4 wings, so if you're buying them, try to get them with 4 wings as it's more reward rooms and therefore substantially more profit. Unusual Gems has reward rooms at the end that can frequently offer regrading lenses worth 1 or 2 Exalts, which sell instantly, or valuable alternate quality gems worth many Exalts. On average, I earned over 2 Exalts in profit each Unusual Gems blueprint, with the majority of profit coming from the reward rooms at the end in the form of regrading lenses and gems. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty nuances of heist farming and how you get started. Perhaps the most important part in maximizing profits when farming currency in Heist are the rogues, namely their level and the gear you equip. Before you go hardcore into farming blueprints, you want to level up your rogues to their maximum. This allows you to take them on heists with greater level requirements, increases each of the inherent heist perks each rogue offers, and makes them do their jobs a little bit faster. Fortunately, it's really easy to do as they level up super fast in just a few item level 83 contracts. After getting them to their maximum level, you want to start equipping them with heist gear containing good bonuses. Equipping your rogues is very important, as they can offer valuable bonuses like chance to duplicate contained currency or reducing alert level of opened chests. I'll link in the description my personal detailed guide on what to equip each rogue with and more details about what to roll on the items, but here's a quick rundown of the priorities. Generally, you want rogues to have items equipped that require level 5 in the job for the best possible implicit modifier. For all rogues, you want chance to duplicate contained currency on the brooch. For the cloak, you want to roll it with reduced raising of alert level from opening chests. For the equipment in the middle, you want +1 to level of all jobs with members that have good heist perks, like Vinderi, Karst, Nenet, and Tulina, and +1 to level of all jobs or just their main skill to save some currency for everyone else. The +1 to level of jobs is important because it allows you to take the good rogues on more heists with greater level requirements, increases the bonuses granted in their heist perks, and again increases the speed at which they do their job. For the weapon, it doesn't really make a big difference. I recommend more job speed or a haste aura if anything. My recommendation is that when you're running contracts and leveling up rogues for the first time, make sure you have heist gear open on your loot filter, as monsters will drop a ton of it and it saves you from needing to buy it on the trade site. I highly recommend you roll your own gear with alks and scours because buying the gear is horribly overpriced. Just make sure the gear is at least item level 82 so you can get max tier bonuses and +1 to all jobs if you're rolling the main equipment. The last piece of your puzzle is the Trinket. You can unlock this slot in your inventory if you complete a Trinkets blueprint. These trinkets have nice little bonuses that can add a bit more currency to your profits. I personally used this one that converts some chromes and jewelers to fusings as I was dropping a lot of them and saw some good value. You can also search for something like this which converts currencies to chaos, or if you're a real psychopath you can spend hundreds of Exalts to get one that converts chaos to Exalts. In my experience, this doesn't really make a huge difference in profits, but it is nice to have. Now, keeping in mind that blueprints are where the real money is at, you want as many reveals as possible. So whoever you are farming reveals with or farming contracts with, for example Gianna, you want her equipment to have a modifier that grants you more bonus reveals with Whakano. Also keep in mind reveals cap at 255 each rogue. I actually ran my 288 deception contracts with Gianna without knowing this, so I lost out on around 100 reveals, so don't make the same mistake. When you give a blueprint to Whakano, you consume your reveals and rogue markers to reveal wings and reward rooms. Because you have limited reveals and rogue markers do cost money, you should be selective with what rooms you reveal. My personal approach is to use Gianna and her discount to reveal the big wings, and then Whakano to reveal the smaller rooms. I reveal all currency, divination, harbinger, and map rooms because they offer consistent great returns. Map rooms are a little unconventional to some, but because they drop lots of awakened sextants and sextants are worth a lot of chaos this league, it's quite worth it. However, what rooms you reveal may vary from league to league depending on the economy and price of rogue markers. After revealing rooms, you can then assign rogues to each wing at the big table. Each rogue has their own heist perk, which increases based upon the level of their main job. When assigning rogues, I follow a general rule. Vinderi is always chosen if available in each wing because he is the only rogue that has a chance to duplicate the contents of chests, which can result in a great amount of profit. Every other rogue is added to reduce the alert level of chests so you can open more of them. This means choosing Karst, Nanette, or Tulina if available. Every other rogue is mostly irrelevant and I just stick them in willy-nilly. Importantly, assigning the same rogue twice in the same wing will not stack their perks and is actually a bad thing. For example, if you choose Vindari twice, he won't have like a 32% chance to duplicate contents, it will just be his normal 16%. Furthermore, when you enter a blueprint wing, every rogue that is present will give bonuses from their equipment. For example, if you have 3 different rogues in the blueprint wing, each giving 15% chance to duplicate currency, they all stack together to give 45% in total. However, if you select the same member twice, that member won't appear duplicated or anything, and you'll actually lose out on the additional heist bonuses granted from a third member. Therefore, when assigning rogues, make sure not to put duplicates if you can, and try for some diversity. When rolling blueprints, I personally don't worry too much about it, knowing that a large portion of profits is from the reward room, which is unaffected by quantity. I just alch my blueprints and make sure they don't have reflect or increased critical strike multiplier so I don't get one shot in them. There's also a modifier that increases the alert level every second, which can be annoying, so I reroll that as well. Once all that is done, you can open the blueprint to run it and complete every wing. Open as many valuable chests as you can without maxing out the alert level. If you get a valuable item before the reward room, you can quickly leave the wing for a second and it will save the item so that if you die, it won't drop on the ground and be lost. When you get to the reward room, one of the most annoying things is figuring out the price of the gems at the end, but I personally have a strategy that makes it quick and easy. I have PoE Ninja's Skill Gems tab up on another monitor, set the gem level to 16 because most gems are level 16, set the quality to 0 to 19, and then look up the gem. If it doesn't show up, it's probably a different level and I just change the level to what it is. This is much faster than looking up each gem manually one by one on the trade site and is generally pretty accurate. Regrading lenses are very common and worth 1 Exalt for the prime and 2 Exalt for the secondary at the time of this recording and feel great to have. And on average, I got one of those at least once every 2 blueprints. My personal approach is that I take the most expensive gem and leave, but if there is no gem worth at least 20 chaos, I just walk out to save time because it probably won't sell or will take too much time to sell. If you find something worth multiple Exalts, first you get hyped and then you get scared, because if you die you lose it all, so be sure to stay focused. In my 70 blueprints, I only died on the way out one time, and that is with my pretty crappy 4k life tornado shot. So you can be reassured if you have a decent build with some survivability, you will be just fine. Now from the chest, you will get tons of raw currencies and stacked decks, which are easy to convert and sell. When selling gems, I stuck every gem over 50 chaos into a tab to manually price and sell, and everything less than 50 chaos I stuck in one big tab and priced the whole tab at 50 chaos. This is because I can't be bothered to manually price everything and just decrease the price of the tab by 10 chaos every couple hours until all my gems sold or I just decided to vendor them. Another quick tip is that you can control click Adia or Whakano to more easily stick in blueprints and contracts. Within contracts and blueprints, you can press V on your keyboard to get your rogues to open doors and chests, saving lots of effort manually aiming and clicking. If you want to obtain lots of contracts and blueprints, you have a few options. Firstly, you can go to the TFT Discord and there are always people selling them in bulk. But you can usually get blueprints way cheaper on the trade site, and you can make sure they are the 4 wing contracts, which give you the most value. If you're buying 3 wing contracts, they should be at a much cheaper price than the 4 wing ones. People are often selling multiple on the trade sites, so you can usually just ask if they have more and they will offer to sell them to you. If you like Heist and want to do it periodically, you can spec into the nodes on the Atlas tree or buy a sextant that gives you a guaranteed smuggler stash. But I found running maps just to farm contracts and blueprints to be not really worth it. It's easier just to buy the contracts and blueprints than farm them, in my personal opinion. The final thing to discuss when farming Heist is the build. Unlike in other farming strategies, in Heist you pretty much don't have to kill anything, and your chaos per hour is largely determined by your movement speed, and making sure you don't die on the way out. The faster you can run to chests and escape the heist, the more you can earn. Asmodeus Clips released a great video a few weeks ago with a super fast, tanky build I recommend you check out if you love Heist and want to take it to the next level. However, you don't need a crazy fast 600% movement speed build to profit from Heist, especially if you are just testing the waters. I was personally just running my normal Tornado Shot Raider build that I just put a bit more movement speed on to around 280% movement speed, but obviously you can go far more optimized than that. I was personally finishing Deception contracts in less than 2 minutes, but with an optimized movement speed build, you can finish them in half the time, and the same would apply to blueprints. Now, I chose to run the unusual gems blueprints because in my preliminary testing, it was the most profitable of the 4 this league and most reliable, but that may vary from league to league and as the economy shifts. If you are on a lower budget, running contracts is one of the easiest guaranteed ways to earn profit in PoE. You don't need to use Deception contracts, which are 9 to 10 chaos at the moment. They are just the fastest if you're farming for reveals. Counter Thaumaturgy and Perception offer great rewards as well, and can both be run with Gianna as well for bonus reveals. Lockpicking is a tried and true favorite with currency in fragment rooms and the ability to open lots of chests due to Karst's bonus of reducing alert level. You don't need to go zoom super speed to profit from Heist, and it's something that any player can get started with really easily. As always, you can see all my loot in the spreadsheet linked in the description, as I won't speak on it for too long. For Deception contracts, the majority of profit was from stacked decks and raw currencies, which is no surprise. In my unusual gems, I ran 56 4-wing blueprints and 14 3-wing blueprints, which is the amount I was able to reveal using 255 Whakano and 255 Gianna reveals. I got a huge amount of regrading lenses from them, which is quick, consistent currency. Of course, I got a lot of gems, ranging anywhere from 20 chaos to 9 exalts. Mathematically, about 2/3 of profit were from the big drops at the end of each wing, and the other third of profits were from currencies obtained from chests prior to the final reward room. I got a bunch of other random stuff from the blueprints as well, but I'm ignoring them in the profits because they're largely irrelevant. To do this heist strategy, you need to run both contracts and blueprints, keeping in mind a lot of the profit is loaded onto blueprints. As I said earlier, I was earning around 3 exalts per hour in Deception contracts and 11 exalts per hour in gem blueprints, averaging out to over 7 exalts per hour when you combine the two as one unit. With an optimized build, I estimate you could push heisting easily to over 9 or 10 exalts per hour. In summary, to profit and farm currency from Heist, run contracts for reveals and easy raw currency, use the reveals to cash in on big rewards and high value chests and blueprints, and make sure your rogues have some decent equipment to maximize potential profits. Heisting is pretty chill with monsters that are relatively weak, so virtually anyone can do it. You basically just run around, open doors, and click on chests to make incredible profits. If you want to go ham and create a character with a specialized build, you can reach profits far greater than mine. Selling the drops is also really easy. You don't need TFT Discord or any funky bulk selling strategy. You just sell the gems and currency like you would anything else. I personally really enjoyed heisting and would highly recommend it if you find it fun, because that is the most important thing. I covered a lot in this video and pretty quickly, plus Heist has a lot of nuances and opportunities to customize. If you have any alternative Heist strategies, tidbits to share, or any questions, leave them in the comments below and I'll do my best to respond and lend a helping hand. There is a very dedicated community of Heisters out there, so I'm sure they'll be able to share some insights as well. In any case, thank you so much for watching and I'll catch you all next time.